Rapid pace out here early in the second. LeVert, hey, knocks it down. Rondo's on the run. Stops, hits Love fires. Cavs reset with a fresh 14. Under 3 to go in the half. Garland works on Holiday. Toss it for a moment, shovels to Mobley. Garland, step back three, drew a foul, knocks it down.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, general agents, you are listening live to episode number 41 of the All Things Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. Brandon Lewis alongside Joey Schneider here.
What's going on, Brandon? 41 episodes in, and we have one topic and one topic only today, and you know what it is? Mr. Collin Sexton. And what in the hell is going on with him and the Cavaliers right now?
So I read a report from Shams Charania the other day, and it was reported that apparently Sexton and his camp, so not just his camp telling him no, apparently Sexton and his camp both did not like the offer that was presented. Reportedly, that offer was 3 years, $40 million, and they reportedly it was a hard no.
Here, you know what? Let me say this to every Cavs fan out there, because I have seen a lot of Twitter divided over Collin Sexton. I know people like, we're Clevelanders. We like guys that are homegrown, that are drafted. I know, Collin's not from Ohio, but he was drafted, post LeBron. I think the first pick post LeBron that we had in the lottery. But here's the deal. You pay someone what they are worth. If the Cavs are only offering him 30 to 40 million for 3 years, that's his worth. I haven't seen anybody else offer him more. If he can go out and get his bag, then go and get it. It's not out there. I think the best thing for Collin Sexton is to take his qualifying offer and play his butt off. However, here's a problem. Where is he going to fit on this Cavs team? I don't know what their plans are. What if he's a sixth man? So it's only going to give him $100 million as a sixth man next year?
Yeah, I mean it's being. I mean, I saw a report late last week that said as of now, obviously plans could change now in the beginning of the regular season, but as of now, LeVert was penciled in as the starting shooting guard. So does that mean that they're thinking they're not going to get Collin back? Because to me, if you're going to pay Collin Sexton, like we talked about, if you're paying him that much money, to me, that is starting guard money. He wants to be a starter. I have talked about, I would love to see him come off the bench. I've mentioned that numerous times on this podcast and in many other, Cavs settings. But where I think he sees himself as a starter, we really don't know if the Cavs see him as that or not. They see him as a very good player, but I think the Cavs see him as a guy who could start or come off the bench and play various different roles for them, whether it's starting next to Garland or even potentially backing up Garland.
I'm not 100% sure. And, me and you have talked about this, because you weren't a fan of this. You're not a fan of the 6'1" guards playing next to each other. And, you just said 30 to 40 million a year over 3 years. So that's what, that's basically, say 40 million. That's, 13.3 million a year.
Yeah.
So LeVert gets paid 17 million a year. That's starting. That's probably more starting player money. And even then you're getting down into, bench money. So I think they did offer him bench money. I don't think anyone is going to offer him more. I don't think anyone can offer him more, to be honest. I think there might be one or two teams that can. I just don't see anyone pulling the trigger on it. I don't see a sign and trade out there that benefits the Cavs unless someone's got a 6'8" wing. And this is going to be a very unique situation for Sexton. And of course, Rich Paul is not going to be happy. Clutch Sports isn't going to be happy with that. They want all the players to get max contracts. Listen, not everyone is a max player. And I like Collin Sexton. But I told you he's not, I wouldn't give him 20. I would not give him 20 a year. And the reason is we paid Darius Garland. We talked. We've talked about this. We had to pay Darius Garland. We are going to have to pay Evan Mobley in 4 years. Jared Allen is $100 million. Now, yes, we do have money coming off the books next year. So maybe Sexton has a career year. We have LeVert coming off. We have Kevin Love coming off. Then maybe we offer him something. Who knows? We don't. But the thing is right now, Collin Sexton is not a $20 million a year player. He's not a max contract. He's not a $20 million. I think the Cavs are in the ballpark for a guy who is good, but a lot of executives around the league don't even view as a starter, and is coming off of a very significant knee injury. I don't want to say that the Cavs did him a favor, but even being offered, $40 million for 3 years, I think that's a fair offer.
The most interesting thing about the report that Shams broke, I believe it was on Monday, was that this contract talk with Sexton could extend into training camp, even potentially into the regular season. So to me, what that tells me is there is no market out there for him. That tells me, understanding on my terms, that unless a team wants to go get him, if around training camp, if an injury goes down and maybe they want to overpay or something for Collin Sexton, it kind of sounds like his market's going to dry up here, and the Cavs are willing to be patient, and they're not going to be willing to overpay for Sexton. And it also, at the same time, sounds like Sexton wants to be here, and he's going to wait it out to see if the Cavs will want to pay him the money that he wants.
He's not going to get the money he wants. We have 13 guards, for God's sake. We have everything except a wing. I'm sorry. We have Chetty Osman, and that's what we have as the only wing that we have. Other than that, we have 97 guards on the Cavaliers. But we were going to make this a complete Collin Sexton discussion today. But you know what? I want to bring something up, Brandon. I want to bring something up, because I keep seeing all of these reports, and that I love them, but we like to rip on them. Is Isaac Okoro, is he turning into like Superman or something? Because I just keep seeing these reports that he's just straight up knocking down threes, rocking the rim, and becoming even more locked down than he's been. Is there something that's going on that we're not seeing? Because like you said, they're saying LeVert's penciled in at number 2. Does that mean Okoro's locked in at 3 maybe to start the season? Because I just keep seeing reports of Okoro is going to be a 55% 3-point shooter from here on out. He's gonna ruin rims, and he's gonna be able to guard everyone on the planet. So is there something going on that we're not seeing? Because we've talked about this. He's a young man, and the right camp can change a lot of things. Is there something that you think that's going on there, or is there just a lot of smoke being blown about it?
I mean, at this point, between Collin Sexton and Isaac Okoro, they're pretty much giving us all the content we have for the past damn month. Somebody please do something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Isaac, how many times have we talked about him, though, too, right? Like we both said, he's got to get better at the outside jumper. There's been reports out there that he was dominating out they were out in some park somewhere where he was taking out a bunch of NBA players.
It was a training facility, and it was mostly all-stars, and he was dominating. Yeah. This was like 2 months ago, or a month ago, maybe, something like that.
And so here's my thing about all these reports is that the NBA season just ended in mid-April. The Cavs season just ended in mid-April. It is now the end of July. It was about three months since the Cavs season ended. I'm sorry. Unless you are shooting 550 jumpers a day, unless you're in the gym, 12 hours, 14 hours every day, just working. It takes time to develop skills, especially when you're not a great shooter to begin with. So to me, unless we can see it with our own eyes in a real game setting, I'm not getting excited about any of this. And I'm glad to hear Isaac's working. I know a lot of players in that building are reportedly working. They're getting back to work. It's good. We have heard reports even since the playing tournament ended. The Cavs were already in the building while teams were still in the postseason. So I think this team is motivated. I think that they are driven. However, we're going to have to see it translate to on the court late September, early October when training camp, preseason, and the regular season starts.
And I think that's kind of like the one thing that has been very consistent throughout since the season ended and now, and probably will continue until training camp, which is we've seen videos of Collin Sexton, getting back on the court. We've seen videos of Isaac Okoro just launching, maybe he is launching up 1,000 shots a day. We don't know. Maybe he is in the gym 12 hours a day. We've seen videos of Evan Mobley and training with Kevin Durant, which is very exciting. So we're seeing a lot of players on the Cavs putting the work in, getting better. And I still, we rag on Okoro, but until his rookie contract's up, I want to see what he could do.
Yeah, well,
kind of like Collin Sexton right now. Like,
well, the question's going to be: are the Cavs going to be that patient with them to see, it through, or maybe an offer comes along and maybe they decide, who knows at this point? We don't know as much as you guys know. I don't even think the Cavs front office knows at this point what's going on. I'm very curious to see this Collin Sexton thing. If Sexton really wants to wait it out 2 months of training camp, I didn't even I brought it up last week. I didn't know if the players had a timeline that they had to sign their qualifying offer or not. Apparently they don't. My guess is it has to be before the season starts. I'm not even sure about that though.
I'm sure it's before the season starts, but one thing to keep an eye on is maybe a player gets injured before the start of the season and some money opens up and then they're looking at Collin Sexton. Is that in that situation, it is what it is. I don't think that, like I said, I don't think the offer was unreasonable. If you want to bump it up to 3 years, 45, give him that $15 million a year. Okay. I'm good with that, but I'm not going to overpay for someone that we can get on a cheaper deal. And a lot of Cavs fans are like, oh, I wouldn't, if I was Collin Sexton, I wouldn't take that. I'm like, are you a Collin Sexton fan or are you a Cleveland Cavaliers fan? I'm sorry for those who love Collin Sexton. I like Collin Sexton too, but I like Collin Sexton a lot more at a lower number, and that is because I'm a Cavaliers fan. The better players on a team, the better for us as a fan base to win a championship. So when you are talking about, oh, I wouldn't take that. Okay, are you representing the name on the back of the jersey or the name on the front of the jersey? Because I would 100% tell Collin Sexton to take that money. We love him here in Cleveland, but he's got to show us, that he can be consistent for the next 3 years.
Here's the thing. I think in today's day and age, with all the social media and the league pass and the Sunday ticket and all the access that we have to teams and players, and with people short attention spans nowadays, I do think there is some portion of the Cavs fan base per se that is more pro player than pro team, if you will. But I think that's mostly for the major stars, your LeBrons, your Kevin Durant, your Luka Doncic's, your Giannis's. Maybe somebody out there is the biggest Collin Sexton fan in the world. It certainly is possible. But
we definitely know of a couple.
Yes. But at this point, I think ultimately, again, we will have to see what happens as training camp kicks off here in the next couple of months. I'm going to throw a quick trade offer to you, Joey. So I saw this trade on the internet. I saw this. It was a very interesting trade. I didn't bring it up. I didn't tell you about it because I wanted to hear your live reaction.
I'll bet you $100 I know which one it is.
Okay. It does involve Collin Sexton.
I bet you it also involves Kyrie Irving.
It does.
Okay.
It does involve Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Collin Sexton and Cedi Osman going to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Kyrie Irving. And I paused. When I saw that, I'm going to tell you, my first reaction was I paused. It wasn't a definite yes or wasn't a definite no. First, I literally paused and I looked at the graphic, and I'm sorry, I don't have the Twitter user in front of me that I saw, and I don't know who made it. But I paused, I looked at the graphic, and I thought about it. And I said, you know what? For this young Cavs team, the way they're going, I think I would actually decline the deal.
So that's actually not the deal I thought you were gonna say. I've seen a 3-team deal.
Okay, now I haven't seen that one.
Okay, I don't. You know what? I'm not going to attempt to do it all because there was a lot of pieces. But essentially, Boston ended up getting KD. We got Kyrie, and there was a third team that I can't remember that got, or I think maybe there was a fourth team, and pieces were moved like crazy. But the Cavs ended up with like Kyrie, Seth Curry, and a first round pick. I don't remember what I think they gave up. I think they did give up Garland in that trade, and I was like,
Garland, no.
Yeah, I was like, that's ridiculous. Because I remember everyone was like, who says no? And like even like Celtics fans, and that's guys were like, well, the Cavs say no. The Cavs fans also obviously were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
No, but I was thinking about it, like even without Jetty, because essentially Jetty would be a throw-in in my opinion at that point. You're basically would trade, Sexton for Kyrie straight up. And yes, Kyrie Irving did make the shot here. We all know how special he is. We all know how talented he is. But also we know how much high maintenance Kyrie Irving can be. And he is a special player. But at the same time, Kyrie also does need the ball a lot. And I don't know if him and Darius Garland together with that amount of money in your backcourt, like I don't know. Kyrie would almost have to be your two guard in that situation, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they both can they could both shoot lights out on with the ball. Kyrie's assist numbers have been really high, but I think I'd say no just because if you got to look at the track record. Kyrie, after the Cavs, Kyrie has ruined every team he's been on.
Mm-hmm.
So just because of that, I would say, you know what? We don't need him. We got Darius Garland. He's very good. He's only, 21 or 22?
He's only 21, 22. And how much should we talk about throughout the entire postseason run? How much chemistry has slowly started to matter more in today's NBA. We saw it with the last 14. So, yeah, just something fun to ponder. As always, if you guys have a Cavs-related question that you guys would like us to answer on All Things Cavs, make sure to tweet us at All Things Cavs. Make sure to follow all of our other amazing podcasts. We got some new ones coming soon as well, as fall high school football season is right around the corner here at Believe Land Media. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up for today.
Yeah, I think so. I just want to say, we talked a little bit about Isaac Okoro. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, Brandon wrote an absolutely fantastic article on, this being year 3 of Okoro and what needs to happen with him. So check it out at BelieveInMediaLLC.com and all of our other amazing articles from our very talented writers. I myself have one coming up very soon on our very own and my favorite player right now, Evan Mobley. So check that out. But Brandon, it's a short show today. I think that, not really any big news, but got to figure out what's going on with Sexton. It was a Sexton centric day. But beyond that, there's only one thing left to do, my man.
Let him know.